Alright, here's a quick little how-to video. This is how to how to do a drain and fill on your second generation Mazda 3. This goes for the 2010 to 2013s. This has a 2.0 automatic transmission, non-sky active, so I don't know if the sky actives are any different, but this is for the 2.0 automatic. I haven't seen any videos on how to do this, so I hope that this helps for people looking to do a drain and fill on their transmission. If your car has lower miles, then you might as well go underneath, change the fluid and the filter, which you have to take the transmission pan off, pop the old filter out, and then put the new filter on, and new transmission pan gasket. It sounds complicated, but it's really easy. That's if you have lower miles. This thing has over 200,000 miles. So I'm just doing a drain and fill on the transmission fluid. So let's get into it. First, make sure you have the proper fluid. Calls for that right there. You can get the Mazda kind if you want. It's more expensive. And I'm not doing that for a car with over 200,000 miles. And this thing's going to get manual swapped eventually anyways. So this stuff will work just fine. You can get it at your local parts store, Walmart, stuff like that. So first, what you want to do is jack your car up off the ground. Use some jack stands. And then what I like to do, you don't have to do this, but I just do it just because. Locate where your automatic transmission fluid dipstick is. Grab it. Go ahead and pull that sucker out a little bit. I just feel like it helps it drain. And then you're going to need a ratchet and a 8mm hex head. And then what you're going to do is come down here underneath the car. I already took mine off, but what you want to do is come down here. Should be near your driver's side tire. You'll come over, find your transmission pan. Obviously I already took my bolt out, but this 8mm hex head will be up in here, and then you just take your ratchet. So say this is up in here, you'll just put your ratchet on it, loosen it, crank it loose, pull it off, make sure you have something to drain into, or drain the old fluid into. This is just a old cooler I never use, so whatever works, right? But let that drain. Mine's still draining just a little tiny bit, but I'm going to let as much of it drain out as possible. And once that all drains out, we'll be right back. Alright, and then after you have that all drained out, we're going to come back over here. Put this bolt back in, or the drain plug for the transmission pan. Put that in, put it in. Just be able to use the ratchet now. Put that up in there. And then that tighten. You don't want this super tight because you'll mess up the threads and stuff. So after you get it tight and it, feels a little restrictive, just give it a little tiny bit more. Basically want it not cranked super tight. I mean, you want it tight. You want to crank it tight like I just did until it's kind of hard to push, but not super hard to push. And then do one little tiny crank just for safety. So, like I said here, I'll loosen it and show you guys what I mean, because I know what I just said sounds a little confusing maybe, or maybe I'm just, alright, so go like that. Alright, so now it's harder for me to push, so I'm just going to go one little crank, nice and snug, good to go. Now let's get on top and add the fluid. All right, gonna crank this open, and I'm gonna add it very slowly. Now, about 3.5 to 4 quarts should have came out while he was doing the drain. So I'm gonna add about 3, and then we'll go from there. Like I said, add this very slowly. Just keep on adding this until there's a number grid on there. We're gonna add it until we're at the 3, and then I'm going to check the fluid level. So let's go ahead and get this fluid in here, and we'll be right back. All right, we got the fluid in the car. Looks like there's about 1.5 quart-ish left in there, which means if there's 1.5 quart left in there, there should be roughly 3.5 quarts added back into the transmission. So let's go ahead and start the car, put it in neutral, and check the fluid level. Always do that whenever you check your fluid level for your transmission, automatic transmission fluid. Make sure your vehicle is started and put in neutral. All right, so let's check this transmission fluid level. So on your dipstick here, there's 2 grooves. There's a groove here and a groove here. You want it to be in between there and not above this one. We're almost there, so we're gonna go ahead and add another 1/2 quart to this, and we should be good because that's 4 quarts added. Now, like I said, you will lose, whenever you drain the transmission fluid out, you will lose roughly 3.5 to 4 quarts. A lot of people say 3, but you just gotta check, because for some reason I guess it's different for people or something. So we're going to add the fluid, which how you add the fluid is you just put a funnel on there just like I did. And then slowly pour this in here. You have to slowly do it. Do not let it come all the way up the funnel too much, because there will be air bubbles and it'll shoot transmission fluid at you. We don't want that. Put this on a flat surface so I can see. Add just a smidgen more. There we go, that should be good. There should be plenty of fluid in there. Yep, see? Hear that? I don't know if y'all saw it shoot up here, but it shot all the way up by my bumper, so. Yeah, just go slow with it. We're gonna give that a minute to settle and drain down in just for a second. Alright, so basically to sum this up, if I can get my camera to focus here, maybe. Alright, there we go. Sum this up, like I said, 3.5 to 4 quarts. Then you'll pull this out and to check your transmission fluid. Once again, start it up, put it in neutral, and check the dipstick here. There will be, let's see if I can get it to focus on. It's not wanting to focus. Yeah, there's 2 little grooves there. You basically want it to be in between there. I was close, so I'm not going to bother checking mine again because I know it's probably right where it needs to be. Hope this helps because I didn't see any videos about doing it on here. I just seen like the filter changes and stuff, which essentially is the same thing, but this is how you do an exact drain and fill. Hope this helps you out, and don't forget to give me a subscribe for car content, because this thing's going to get a 2.5 manual 6-speed, maybe a turbo too. Stay tuned for that.